The War Council chamber fell silent as the human delegation entered. General Traxor, Supreme Commander of the Vorgathi Empire's military forces, sat upon his elevated throne, his 4 massive arms crossed over his chest. At nearly 12 feet tall, with exoskeletal plating that had earned him the title the Unbreakable, he cut an imposing figure. Kayla walked into the chamber with confident strides, her boots echoing against the obsidian floor. At 5 feet 4 inches, she barely reached the chests of the Vorgathi honor guards flanking the entrance. Behind her, Caleb, her tactical advisor, moved with equal composure, though his eyes constantly scanned the room for threats. Thraxor's mandibles clicked together in what passed for Vorgathi laughter. The sound reverberated through the chamber like grinding metal. So, his voice boomed through the translator matrix. Earth sends us a child to negotiate their surrender. Your species grows more amusing in its desperation. The assembled Vorgathi officers joined their general's mirth, their chittering filling the vast space. Some leaned forward to get a better look at the diminutive human who dared stand before their legendary commander. Kayla's expression didn't change. We're not here to surrender, General. We're here to offer you one last chance to withdraw from human space. The laughter intensified. Thraxor rose from his throne, his full height making Kayla look like a toy soldier by comparison. Withdraw. We have conquered 47 species across 12 systems. Your people have held us back for 3 months, an admirable feat for such fragile creatures, but your worlds will fall. It is inevitable, is it? Kayla's voice remained calm, almost conversational. General, your intelligence reports on humans are incomplete. Dangerously so. Thraxor descended the steps toward her, each footfall heavy enough to rattle the floor. I know everything I need to know. Humans are weak. You break easily. Your bones shatter under pressure that wouldn't bruise a Vorgathi child. Your strength is laughable, your endurance pathetic. He stopped directly before her, towering over her like a building. You are prey pretending to be predators. Caleb tensed beside Kayla, his hand moving subtly toward his sidearm, but she raised one finger in a gesture that stopped him cold. You're right about some things, Kayla said, tilting her head back to meet the general's compound eyes. We are more fragile than your species. Our bones do break more easily, but you've made one critical error in your assessment. And what is that, little human? You've only fought us in space. You've only seen us in our ships, in our stations in artificial environments, where we're already adapting to conditions that aren't natural to us. She paused, letting that sink in. You've never fought us on a planet. Thraxor's mandibles twitched with interest. Your point being, Earth's gravity is 1.4 times what you've evolved in. Our atmospheric pressure is higher. Our oxygen concentration is borderline toxic to most species. Kayla stepped closer, and despite the size difference, several officers shifted uncomfortably. General, every human you've encountered in space has been living in conditions that are, for us, relaxing. We've been fighting you while we're essentially on vacation. The general's laughter returned, but with less certainty. You expect me to believe you're holding back. Not holding back, just ... Not at our best. Kayla gestured to the ornate armor stand beside the throne, the ceremonial warplate that Thraxor had worn during the siege of Craxter, where he'd personally slain 300 enemy soldiers. The armor was legendary, forged from compressed neutronium alloy. That armor, how much does it weigh? 1,400 pounds in Vorgathi's standard measurement, Thraxor said with pride. I am the only warrior strong enough to wear it in battle. It is a symbol of ultimate Vorgathi might. May I? The general's mandibles spread wide, the Vorgathi equivalent of a grin. By all means. Perhaps if you ask nicely, my guards will help you drag it a few inches. Kayla walked to the armor stand. The assembled Vorgathi leaned forward, anticipating the entertainment of watching the tiny human struggle with an immovable object. Caleb's expression remained neutral, but there was a hint of a smile at the corner of his mouth. Kayla gripped the breastplate with her right hand. Her fingers found purchase in the ornate ridges. She took one breath, then lifted. The armor rose smoothly off the stand. She held it out to the side, arm extended, the 1,400 pounds of neutronium alloy suspended in the air as easily as if it were made of cardboard. Her arm didn't shake. She didn't strain. She simply held it, then maintaining eye contact with the general began curling it up and down like a dumbbell. The chamber erupted in chaos. Officers leaped to their feet, weapons half-drawn in instinctive alarm. Thraxor himself stumbled backward, his forearms splaying wide in shock. Kayla lowered the armor gently back onto its stand, then turned to face the general. On Earth I'm considered average strength for a soldier. General, not exceptional. Average. She let that hang in the air. Now imagine 100,000 humans like me or stronger dropping onto one of your occupied worlds. Imagine us moving through your defenses like they're made of paper. Imagine us carrying weapons that would require your soldiers to use vehicle mounts. Caleb stepped forward, pulling up a holographic display. These are projections of what human ground forces will do to your installations on Proxima Station if you don't withdraw within 72 hours. The station exists in Earth normal gravity. Your troops have been fighting in what is, for them, high-gravity conditions. They're already exhausted, already operating at diminished capacity. Thraxa stared at the armor stand, then at Kayla, then at the projections. His mandibles worked silently as the calculations ran through his military mind. 3 months of stalemate in space suddenly made terrible sense. If this was humanity relaxed, operating in comfortable low-gravity environments, we evolved on a heavy-gravity death world, Kayla continued quietly. Every human you've encountered has been living in what amounts to a low-gravity environment for us. Every one of us has been fighting you while feeling light as a feather, while breathing thin air, while our muscles and bones aren't bearing the full weight they were designed for. She paused. You wanted to bring this war to planets, General. You wanted ground invasions. Be careful what you wish for. The general slowly lowered himself back onto his throne, the movement lacking his earlier confidence. You would spare us. His voice had lost its mocking edge. If we withdraw, we didn't start this war, Caleb said. We're happy to end it. But if you insist on continuing ... double quotes, he gestured to Kayla. We'll bring the fight to you on our terms. Thraxa was quiet for a long moment, his compound eyes fixed on the legendary armor. That the tiny human had lifted one-handed the armor that represented the pinnacle of Vorgothi's strength and martial prowess. Reduced to a simple demonstration prop. 72 hours, he said finally. We will withdraw from human space. As Kayla and Caleb left the chamber, they heard the general's voice behind them, speaking to his officers. Send immediate orders to all commanders. Under no circumstances are we to engage humans in planetary combat. Never again.